Today I fucked up by spending $250 for an 8 ounces soda. Kind of long story, but here we go. I made pork chops for dinner, took a bit too large of a bite and apparently didn't chew enough, ended up getting stuck in my throat. I tried Heimlich, drinking water, trying to force myself to vomit for over an hour. In the meantime my GF was Googling for things to try and told me drink a soda. It says the carbonation will help loosen up the food for you to swallow. I told her that if water won't work, why would soda, and didn't try. So after an hour of trying everything except drinking soda, we went to the emergency room. It was starting to get bad. I vomited in the waiting room and the pork chop was still stuck. They immediately called me back and put me in a room. After a few minutes, the doctor comes in and I explain the issue. Doctor says, well, first thing we're going to do is get you a soda because sometimes the carbonation will loosen the food and allow it to go down. Not kidding, word for word what my GF had said over an hour before. I got a sheepish look on my face and looked over at my GF, who I could tell was holding back, and I told you so hard. Needless to say, a nurse came in a few minutes later with one of those little 8 ounces cans of generic soda. One drink and I can feel the food loosen up and go down to my stomach. I'm now all good and I pay the $250 emergency room fee and we leave. I apologize to GF for not listening to her on the way home, and that's the story of the time I spent $250 for an 8 ounce can of soda. Moral of the story: trust your partner. It will save you in the long run. TLDR, I choked on a pork chop and ignored GF's suggestion to drink a soda to help. Went to ER and doctor gave me soda, it worked. ER trip cost me $250. Doc just googled the same website your GF did. Face with tears of joy. Drink a soda, it says the carbonation will help loosen up the food for you to swallow. I told her that if water won't work, why would soda? Because water isn't carbonated. Next time, just drink the soda. What's the worst that could happen? It's not like she said to drink your own cum, which is the remedy for a different problem. Edit: I am not a medical professional and your local policies and regulations may be different. I'm some rando on the internet. Please don't take rando's advice, do your own research. Just here to mention, don't attempt a Heimlich on someone who is only partially obstructed. If they can cough, they can breath, let them continue to cough, or apparently drink a soda. Heimlich is meant for complete choking and as a last resort at that high-pitched squeaking noises, inability to speak, cough, or breathe. Only $250. They made him drink instead of Coca-Cola and it cost him $250, lol. $250 for the ER. I need your health insurance. This title should read: Today I fucked up by not listening to my girlfriend and will never make that mistake again. Mo. The real moral of the story: chew your food. TBH, in your defense, anytime you Google medical stuff it ends up that you probably have lupus. I can understand your apprehension. Same thing happened to me a few years ago with steak. I was at work and couldn't swallow my own spit for several hours. Drinking soda did not help, so I went to the ER and had an endoscopy to remove it, or maybe they pushed it in. IDK, I was asleep. Googling medical help. GIF Giphy 11 yes 2 QGPNUX 1C. To be fair, OP, a similar situation happened to me, only it was $1,800. Even if you didn't think it would work, you should have drank it for the I listened to you anyway, and thanks for trying, babe. Points. Everyone in this thread OP doesn't know the difference between the airway and the esophagus. Also everyone in this thread demonstrating that they also don't know the difference either. Each couple as one person who Google shit and another person who don't listen to them. Perhaps you haven't realized it yet, but in your relationship, she is the smart one. So you tried every single thing except the one thing your girlfriend suggested. Is there some particular reason that you went out of your way to be vindictive to your partner? Even if you thought it was bogus, drinking a soda is hardly difficult. What would you even stand to lose to just drink a soda? Either it works or you're back to where you were at. I thought drinking a soda when you had a stomachache was like a well-known folk remedy. I always heard it with ginger ale specifically for some reason. Before I clicked damn, that's an expensive soda. After I clicked damn, that's a cheap ER visit. You should probably go get some flowers today. Soda $1. Knowing to drink soda $249. You think that $250 soda was expensive? It's going to cost you a lot more over the years in I told you so's and you never listened to me, just like the soda for the rest of your life. Face with tears of joy. You must have excellent medical insurance. $250 is very inexpensive for an emergency room visit. LOL. Well, okay, legit, today I fucked up. Carbonation loosens food. That makes no sense. I'd totally be right there with you. And you were able to vomit with the meat stuck in your throat? Oof, sounds miserable. Glad you're okay and at least you got a bonkers story out of it. It's always sarcoidosis in-house. But also it's never sarcoidosis. Finding $250 or choking to death sounds a great way to run a medical system. I got stung by a stingray in California. In the panic and pain, the group of adults helping me, myself included, refused to listen to a googling 9-year-old. She told me to stick my foot in hot water. We didn't listen. Went to the ER, spent $800 on hot water. Always try everything. You are just dumb. Water didn't work because it's not carbonated. Phil and his money. Secondary moral of the story: cut your food into smaller pieces and chew thoroughly. $250 for an ER visit. Gotta love the US medical system. Or does the fact it was only $250 mean it wasn't US? The lesson is listen to your GF. If US, in what state did you pay $250 for 5 minutes of the doctor's time? That's at least $500. Your insurance must be amazing. $250. You got off light XD. This happened to me at a restaurant. Ate a piece of steak a bit too big and was willing to quietly die till my cousin, who's a fucking doctor, stared at me for a second and shoved my soda in my mouth. It worked and she just stared at me and calmly asked, "Were you really about to die over a piece of steak?" "Yes. I was." I told her. "If you are talking, you aren't choking." "Oh. I thought you were going to say you bought the soda at Yankee Stadium." 1. Where are you that the ER fee is only $250 LMAO? 2. My parents constantly make fun of me that I only take their advice when I hear it from an unbiased third party. My grandma was the same way apparently. It's just a stubborn thing, LOL. How has nobody commented that an ER bill was only $250? Cries in American. Just an aside, if you regularly get the sensation of getting food stuck in your esophagus, it could be because of acid reflux. Acid washes up into your esophagus at night and causes inflammation, which narrows the pathway for food. I found out I had it when I ate a biscuit one morning and literally couldn't swallow the damn thing. After puking it back up, I got on a proper regimen of anti-acid meds and it fixed the problem. Although you definitely want to talk to your doc about it, self-medicating with shit like omeprazole can get you hooked on the meds basically for life. $250 is ultra mega hyper cheap for an ER visit. You vomited and it still didn't budge? You might want to get checked if you have an esophageal or hiatal hernia, bud. Hey OP, Please look into getting a life hack or putting it on your holiday birthday wish list for that gifter who just insists on giving practical things. And hold on to that woman, her Google fu is strong. Should have just tried it. If it worked, problem solved. If it didn't, you were right. Either way, you win. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. If you lived in Canada, you wouldn't even have had to pay for the coke. If you took an ambulance, it could have been a $5,250 soda. Everyone is making fun of you, but I have had food get stuck on the way down several times and it is a harrowing experience. It's usually because I'm eating something that's too dry and it feels like choking even though I can breathe, which causes my body to go into an adrenaline-fueled fight or fight mode, and that makes it hard to think rationally. I didn't know about the soda thing. Hopefully I'll remember this post the next time it happens to me and I'll get relief.